This is a note that was sent home from my third preschool after getting kicked out of the other two. And so I'm going to read this and it's going to make sense in a little bit. Kai keeps spitting. I've talked to him about this many times. After I reminded Kai not to spit, he spit out water on another boy's pants. I told him I would write a note home because he wasn't listening to the teacher. He spit water out on the play structure, then lied to me when I asked him about it. I explained why we don't spit, and if you could please remind him spitting is not allowed here, we would appreciate it. And then this is the note that I wrote back saying sorry. It wasn't genuine. I wasn't actually sorry. I kept spinning. So why that why that matters in this video is going to make sense in a little bit when we're going to talk about learning, getting extremely good at something, mastering something. And so don't worry, I'm not going to use any YouTube tactics to hook you in this video. But just imagine 100 years ago, say we were both alive and I came up to you. I said, hey, I'm from the future. And in about 100 years, you're going to be able to send a message to 100 million people at one time in just a matter of months. You would probably just laugh in my face and be like, you're delusional. You are a psycho. You're stupid. You're like, what the fuck? That's not possible. But now in 2025, that is very possible. And I remember when I first blew up my YouTube channel, that YouTube channel, I got me that gold plaque. It was a gaming channel. And at one point I looked at my YouTube analytics and I saw that in the past 90 days, 125 million unique people had watched my content. And so it doesn't just show you the views in the analytics, it shows you unique viewers. And so 125 million unique viewers. If there were 8.1 billion people, that would be 1.54% of the population of the earth staring at my face, watching me play a stupid video game. And I realized that I had the potential influence, impact that none of my ancestors could ever even dream of. And from that moment, I realized like that I was basically useless. Like what I did with that potential was play a fucking video game. And so I decided to rethink everything. And I ended up here now helping other people grow on YouTube to educate the world and get paid for it. And that's what I'm going to help you do in this video. So building a personal brand to me isn't just, associate yourself with a skill so that you can get rich and sell a course to a bunch of people. It's educating hundreds of thousands or even millions of people, taking a certain percentage of those people to get rich. And so I hope that this video gets seen by millions of people in the future. And I hope that 1% of you decide to buy my product, and that'll, motivate me to keep going. And so I want to help you do the same, where you're not just getting rich on YouTube, but you're making a huge impact. And so this video isn't scripted, but by the end of this video, I've written down a few notes, and you're going to know this, how to run, build, grow, operate the stupid, simple business model that only takes 3 steps that can make you money. So that's what we're going to be talking about. And so the first thing is a skill. And so if you don't have a skill, that's okay, because I'm going to talk about how you can get a skill. The next thing we're going to talk about is how to synthesize that skill into a YouTube video. And then we're going to talk about how to monetize the audience you build with your YouTube videos, turn them into money. Very, very simple stuff. So if you want to watch this video, give a few minutes to it. I think it would be a great return on investment of your time. So how do you build a skill? Well, how do you master anything? First, what skill? How can you choose the skill that you want to build? If you're the kind of person that thinks you're not good at anything and you're like, well, I don't know what to get good at, here's what you need to do. You need to reflect on your life. So the reason I read to you that note of when I was spitting at school and how I got kicked out of multiple preschools is to tell you the story, to tell you a little bit about my younger self. And so when I was younger, I got very lucky because I have always, for some reason, had an aversion to authority. When people tell me to do something, I want to do the opposite. And so, like, if you don't know, the whole education system was designed to basically create obedient soldiers because, at the top level of everything, all countries can just invade each other, and we're just, the people at the top are trying to create assets that can defend and attack and whatever and do what you say. And if you have a whole bunch of people that think for themselves and don't want to do what you say, then you don't have a very strong army. And so that's what the education system was created for, on top of whatever. So I was lucky because I had an aversion to that. I had some instinctual thing that made me not want to do what people told me to do. And so what I did was learn how to learn. And that's essentially what school tries its best not to teach you. So a lot of people lack that skill of how to learn. And that's because if you only memorize how to read, write, and you memorize a whole bunch of shit about history and whatever, you're going to be a really good worker. And people can tell you what to do. When the bell rings, you go do this. When the next bell rings, you are allowed to eat lunch. When the next bell rings, you can use the bathroom. I wasn't good at that stuff. I hated it. And so I didn't do it. And which led me to having to learn myself. And so I actually gained the skill of learning skills. And I think that's why people think like I'm successful for my age, when really I just got lucky really young and kind of had the intuition of an entrepreneur, of learning things myself, of building my own stuff, of not following the traditional path. And so how you can learn a skill is by reflecting on your own life. Think about your childhood. Think about, what were you always interested in? What were you always drawn towards? And for me, I always wanted to become a YouTuber. Like, I just thought that was sick. And in school, like, I was a pretty shy kid, but I was always making people laugh. I was always getting in trouble just to make people laugh. I just loved getting attention. And so when I was 16 and started a YouTube channel and went viral, like, of course that was going to happen. I loved attention. I loved making people laugh. So of course I would have a few years of being an entertainer. Another thing I would remember is that I was always really good at school academically, even though I didn't like it. I was good at it. And so people would come and ask me for help. And instead of just doing their work for them or saying, no, I won't help you, I would teach them how to do it. So I'd teach them why it works, or how to do the certain math equation, how to memorize it, and why it actually works. I would break it down into simple concepts. And that was just kind of intuition for me. But I reflected on that and I was like, oh, I did that. I actually like teaching people. I like thinking about things, getting good at something, and then teaching others how to do it. Now, the most lucrative skill I've learned is content creation. So how about I make that my business? How about I make videos about teaching others how to do content creation and how to make money online? That makes the most sense. It feels purposeful. And so that's kind of how I did it. You can reflect on your own life. Think about your childhood. Think about, what have you always been good at that others seem to struggle with? What comes easy to you that seems impossible for others? And then what are your weaknesses? Like, another thing for me is I think like I'm super introverted and I've always had social anxiety. And so kind of an opposite kind of thing is like talking to thousands of people at one time, or, becoming popular has been like my arch nemesis. And so it makes sense to like work on that one skill that I suck at. That'll actually create the life that I want. And so what are you good at and what do you suck at? The things in between is like art for me. Like, I'm not that good at art. Like, I can do it. I'm actually pretty decent, but it doesn't excite me that much. I don't suck at it. I'm not great at it. It's probably not the thing I want to do with my life. But the things that are extremes in your life, the things that just come so naturally, and the things that you're trying so hard to avoid, when you put those things together, those are the skills you want to focus on. And once you get really, really, really good at one thing through repetition, visualization, and feedback from experts, you have a skill that you can help others learn, and people will pay to learn that skill. And so what you really want to do, you want to reflect on your life, figure out what you want to pursue. What are you curious about? And then just follow that curiosity. And so it's kind of like, when you have like a little thread on your shirt and you pull it and your mom's like, no, don't pull the thread, and you're like, no, it's fine, and then you keep pulling it, and then you pull your whole shirt apart, and your mom's like, I fucking told you so, and you're like, fuck, should listen to my mom. It's kind of like that. So you just want to pull the thread of curiosity and just follow it. Just wherever it takes you, do the work, face the work, whatever it takes. Just keep going. And embrace the learning curve. So once you start making content, once you start pursuing this new skill, you're going to come against a wall. That's basically like, okay, this was just for the thumbnail basically, but I can erase it now. So I'm going to draw a hill. This is the learning curve. And so you're here. And okay, you're on a bike. That's your bike. That's fucking retarded. And you want to go up there. And so what happens is you start heading up, and it's kind of easy because you already know what this is, but then you hit a wall and you got to gain a lot of momentum. So you got to basically pedal a lot faster and harder. And so, you know, your legs start growing muscles. These are your legs now. Those are your leg muscles right there. And by the time you're at the top, you've been trying so hard for so long, your legs are so strong, and now you go downhill and you just fly downhill. The hard part is obviously the learning curve. And so you need to embrace the learning curve. You need to expect it to get hard. You need to expect that you're going to think, oh, fuck, I don't want to do this anymore. Or this is too hard. Or I didn't know it was actually going to be like this. Or I feel like I'm not making progress. Or maybe I should switch. That's just because you're on the learning curve. You're going uphill and it's really hard. Remember that you are going to hit that downhill curve and start going downhill, and you're going to gain a ton of momentum. And that's when everything happens at once. So embrace the learning curve. Another thing is just prioritize repetitions. And so however you find this skill that you want to get better at, whether it's discipline, whether it's getting shredded, whether it's literally just making content, whether it's telling stories, or it's a certain sport or mindset or manifestation or whatever the fuck you want to do. Think about a problem you have in your life and something you aspire to get really good at that could solve that problem. Once you find that thing, you just need to pursue it with violent reps. Focus on repetitions. The more reps you do, the better you get at it. It's not about 12 hours a day. It's not about 8 hours a day. If I work on something 8 hours a day and put in 10 reps, I'm going to get way less than the person who puts in 1 hour a day and puts in 100 reps. They're just going to get better faster. Reps matter more than anything. Another thing you want is feedback from experts. And so you can find a community. I'd recommend to search on school.com, go to discover communities. I think it's school.com/discover or discovery. Not actually sure, but just go to school.com, create an account, look for communities in that kind of topic that you want to pursue, and just join them and make posts and connect with people and try to get feedback from experts. Specifically people that are better than you at what you're trying to do. That can really help, because if you just put in the reps, like a lot of people I'll tell, all right, make 100 YouTube videos and make something better every time. And then they try, but when they don't send the videos to me and say, hey, what can I do to improve them, or get advice from their friends, they're just going off of what they think could be better or whatever. They just make 100 videos, and the 100th video is the same as the first video because they weren't intentionally trying to improve. And so if you don't do that, you're basically fucked. So put in the reps, improve, get really fucking good at something. And that way, these next two steps are really going to help you. So I'm trying to remember 14 minutes in. So when I start talking about synthesize. So once you have a skill and you're good at a skill. So once you're not good at a skill, if you suck at everything, just start documenting. And so it's not that you can't make content yet. And in fact, you're in a lucky position, because if I started making content like this before I ever blew up my YouTube channel, I would have documented the whole process, and I would have been way more trustworthy. This is why people like Iman Gaji are so, well, arguably trustworthy. I don't know about that. But he's documented his whole process. You can see he went from broke to millionaire, and that's great. Whatever the quality his products are, doesn't matter now. But you can see his whole process, and that makes him much more human. It builds his brand so much stronger. And so I started making these videos after I already had 2 million subscribers. But if you suck at everything, you're in the perfect position to start documenting your progress. Just make a video and say, hey, I'm whatever your name is. Hey, I'm Andrew, and I don't really know what the fuck I'm going to do with my life, but I feel like I want to be a YouTuber that helps people so I can make money and feel good about my life and whatever. So this is where I'm from. This is kind of what I'm thinking about making content about. And just make content. Document your journey. I promise you will not regret doing this, and you will actually regret not doing it. And so if you do not have a skill, focus on learning the skill and document your journey of learning the skill before you try to synthesize it and teach it. Now, if you do have a skill, or you've, come back to this video after learning the skill, what you're going to need to do is synthesize it. And so what synthesize is to take a whole bunch of complexity. That's what this is. And you're going to funnel it into simplicity. And so you take all of this complex shit, all of the work you've done, all of the knowledge you know, all of the research you can find online, and you're going to funnel it down. I don't know what the fuck I'm doing. You're going to funnel it into this little dot. Why are you going to do that? Well, it's because you can't tell people this. This is not English. These aren't words. How do people learn? People learn through advice. People learn through words, stories, examples, advice. That's what this is. You can organize this. You can create 2 dots. You can create a fucking snowman. I'm sorry, I'm so distracted. You can create a snowman instead of all this blurb of chaos. That's what synthesizing is. So it's taking what you know and translating it into a consumable piece of information for somebody else to learn the lessons that you learned through doing a lot of work. That's what this YouTube video is. I've spent thousands of hours studying YouTube, making YouTube videos, learning YouTube, making videos about YouTube, helping other YouTubers, looking at other YouTube channels. I can't translate all that to you, but I can make a video like this that breaks it down into a few steps. And so that's what you want to do with the skill you learn. You want to synthesize the skill you learn. You want to become a synthesizer. If you haven't already joined school.com/synthesizer, I recommend you do so. It's free. And I'm not paid to say that. So how do you actually do that? How do you come from, okay, here's a whole bunch of skill, it's a whole bunch of chaos. How does that actually work? Talk about that later. So you want to come up with a video idea. That's the first thing you do. What kind of content do I make? Oh my God, too much shit, too much. You have the knowledge, you have the skills. How do you translate that into a YouTube video? That is the goal. Turn your knowledge into a YouTube video so you can help someone who wants the skill you have gain that skill. Or someone who has a problem that the skill can solve, gain that skill to solve the problem. So, what you can do is think about, what are you good at? What do you like talking about? What can you help people with? Think about the people you're helping. What problems can you help them solve? Write all that shit down. And if you don't want to do that whole process by yourself, you can use the chatbot that I've created called KaiGPT. You can get it at the creators with a K.co. You can get my free course and free chatbot. I'll actually just link it down below. Yeah, I'll make the chatbot really easy to get. But yeah, so a link down below, thecreators.co, school.com/Kai. You can get my course and free chatbot. And you basically ask this chatbot, tell it, I'm thinking of making videos about this. This is who I'm making videos for. What kind of videos do I make? And it'll tell you. And you can say, give me video ideas. You can say, give me 50 video ideas with 50 titles. And so it won't only tell you what videos to create, but it'll tell you the titles to go with it. And then you can say, how can I structure this video? And it'll tell you how you can structure the video. Now, the bot isn't perfect. It might say some weird shit sometimes, but generally it's pretty good and it can help you come up with your video. And so another good thing to know is what kind of content you should be making to start off. So a lot of people assume you're going to have to be editing your content and build this huge production team of a whole bunch of fancy shit, when really that's not the case. You don't need to worry about that. What you do have to do is talk to the camera. That's essentially it. And so the easiest thing that you can do is just think of a video idea. If you need help, get the chatbot. So let me think of something. Manifestation. Boom, I thought of it. I used to be really into manifestation. So what video do I want to create? Okay, how I manifest, how to manifest. I don't know. Let me literally ask the chatbot right now. Give me 10 video ideas about manifestation. And I'm literally just going to choose one. So why manifestation isn't working for you, do this instead. 5 manifestation mistakes that are blocking your success. All right, sure. We'll choose that one. So we're going to 5 manifestation mistakes that are blocking your success. That's a stupid way to say it. 5 manifestation mistakes you're probably making. And so what I want to do is write out the hook of the video. And then I'm going to write out the key points. And so there's only going to be 5 key points. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. What's the first mistake you're making? Attaching importance to the outcome. So if you try to make the outcome too important, you're putting it on a pedestal, you're not actually going to align your frequencies and whatever, then there's, 5 more. And then the hook is basically proof, promise, plan, picture, pain. So what you want to do in your hook to get people to watch your videos, they need to know why they should trust you. That's the proof. They need to know a clear benefit of watching the video. That's the plan. They need to know, that's the promise. They need to know what to expect from the video. That's the plan, the third P. They need to feel some sort of pain that you're going to solve with the video. It's another P. And then they need to know it's helpful to have a picture as well. So that's why I have a whiteboard, so you can kind of visualize what we're going to talk about. If you can just show something on the screen, it could literally be, 3 bullet points. Some visual thing on the screen that represents the plan in the video. That's all you need. So proof, promise, plan, picture, pain. Those are my YouTube plaques. By the end of this video, you're going to know how to get more views on YouTube, because we're going to go over the 5 key points of getting more views. Because if you don't, you're just going to keep playing this guessing game with YouTube forever, where you don't even know if the content you're making is going to perform. So you're basically just wasting your time. That's pain. And then I'm going to draw a sad face. That's the picture. That's what you're going to be. So, stupid example, but that's how to get somebody to watch your video. You need some kind of hook that hooks people in. And it's just logical. Why should they trust you? What's the benefit of watching the video? What's going to happen in the video? What pain are you solving with the video? And then just go over the key points. And so if you have 5 bullet points, it might be hard for you to talk to the camera for 15 minutes about these 5 bullet points. But it's a skill that you have to learn through, wait for it, repetition. So the more videos you make, the more you practice scripting your little hook, coming up with an idea, scripting the hook, talking about the key points of the video, giving examples for each, telling little stories for each, trying to improve it every single time. The more you do that, the better you're going to get at it. So, for example, this video just has a few bullet points. I don't even know what the fuck I'm talking about. But I know all this shit so well, so I can keep talking about it. Like, I didn't write down all of this stuff. I didn't write down all of this stuff. I'm just talking about it because I've talked a lot about it and I've put a lot of thought towards it. And if you're good at what you do, skill, you will be able to do this. And the more you do it, the better you're going to get at it. And so talking to the camera is actually the most important skill that you're going to, of content creation. Storytelling and just simply articulating your thoughts, education, value delivery, that's all you need. You don't need the fancy editing team and effects and lighting. I got a fucking stupid light bar over there for no reason. That's not getting me more views. I thought it'd be cool to have. I'm actually going to return it because one of them broke. Stupid. But that's essentially what you need. So you need to come up with great ideas. You can use the Kai GPT for that. I will link that down below for you. It's completely free. You need to package your ideas, which we'll talk about in a minute. You need to structure the content, which is simply hook and key points. And if you need more information on how to structure content, watch my YouTube video where I give you 5 video ideas done for you. I'll also link that down below. And just basically record authentically. And so when you're talking to the camera, don't try to be a certain way. What a lot of people fuck up with is that they're like, they think they need to be like professional. I think a lot of people think they're taking up space. And if they don't have a plan for everything to say and deliver it in a certain way, they think they're stealing people's time. When really it's like, everybody that's watching this video right now, that's their choice. So if you're listening to me talk right now, like, it's your choice. I don't feel bad that you're here. I hope you're getting value from this. I would hate for you to hate this video, but if you're, 26 minutes into this video, I'm sure you're here for a reason, and I'm sure it's already helping you. And so you need to come with a casual kind of vibe. Now, if you are more professional, that's kind of you're just authentic how you are, then be that way. But a lot of people tend to change who they are based on what they think other people expect from them. That's the stupidest thing you could ever do, because you're also wrong about what other people expect from you. Like, for you to expect that you'd be right on your expectation is stupid. Like, you don't need to think that far into how people are perceiving you. Like, you just need to be yourself. And trust me, people will like you the most when you're just yourself. Another thing is that, like, as AI is getting more advanced and all these new softwares are coming out for content creators, you're going to be able to make full movies at the click of a button. You can say, I want a movies like the Avengers, but also like mix it with Avatar and Star Wars and Gladiator and combine all of them and make a 3-hour movie that's perfectly fit to my interests with a blonde girl as the main character of whatever the fuck. And it'll do it. And it'll be 8K resolution, 120 frames per second, better than anything a human could possibly create. And a 4-year-old could create that. And so if you're trying to get into content creation and you're going for quality in terms of like crazy production, you're really making a mistake. The thing that's going to be AI proof are skills. You need the skill of content creation. You need the skill of authenticity. Pretty soon there's going to be people like me flowing in full movements, creating videos that seem authentic, but they're going to be completely AI generated. They're going to be scripted with AI. It's going to be an AI person. They're not going to be real. I might be AI already. KAI, conspiracy theory. That's going to be a thing 100,000%. And so what we're going to see, I assume, is a little check mark. You know how there's already verified check marks? I think we're going to need that as a verified human, because there's going to be AI influencers. And to be a verified human and think you're going to make the highest quality, high production, crazy editing content, and that's what people are going to watch? Like, no, that's stupid. You're going to be a verified human that speaks authentically and is good at what they do. That is what people are going to want. As AI goes fucking crazy, there's going to be this huge recession in trust, because people don't know what's real and what's fake. And the solution to that is going to be some kind of verified human badge that you're going to have. And people are going to click on your videos because you have it. I bet it's going to be green or blue. I don't know. Verified human online. And you are really going to need the skill of authenticity, storytelling, and articulating your thoughts. And then just being really good at what you do. So if you're constantly getting better at what you do, getting better at synthesizing what you do, and then following this third step, you're going to be fucking gold. You're going to build an amazing personal brand that's going to be AI proof, and you're going to make a fuckload of this money. So that's what you want to do. Now, to package your videos, check out my free course. That'll be down below. That's going to be much more in depth. But essentially, how do people click on your content? Now, packaging is actually the most important thing when it comes to creating content because, well, it's one of the most important things. It's the biggest problem people have because if you're good at what you do and you can talk to the camera, the only thing you're really going to struggle with is getting people to click on your videos. And so how to solve that is, well, just think about what needs to happen. So it's YouTube's job to recommend the right videos to the right people. It's your job to get those people to click. So first, what needs to happen is that you get their attention. Now, what works with that is faces. So use your face. Big text. Text can catch people's attention. Contrasting colors. Cool, simplistic designs. There's a lot of different things that can catch people's attention. So you need to use those things. And you don't need text in every thumbnail. You don't need your face in every thumbnail. But you need something that captures people's attention. The next thing you need is something that intrigues them to make them click. And so there's 5 click triggers. C-L-I-C-K. Click. The first one, C, is curiosity. And so how do you make your viewer curious? What would make them curious? Well, if I'm trying to get somebody, a person that's interested in manifesting their dream, desire, whatever, what I would probably say is, once I learned this, I manifested everything I ever wanted. Now, the reason that's curiosity is because they're thinking, what is this? And the key here is to not tell them what this is in the thumbnail or the title. Once I learned this, I was able to manifest everything I ever wanted. That's the goal. This is what people are curious about. They click to find out what this is. That's curiosity. The next is longing. What are people longing for? What does your audience want? So an example of that would be, I manifested everything I ever wanted. Does your audience want to do that? That would be the trigger. I make 10K a month. Here's how to do the same. Is that what they want? Is that what they're longing for? That's a trigger. Third, insecurity. What is your audience insecure about? What pains and problems do they have? So manifestation example, I failed to manifest my reality until I learned this. So that also uses curiosity because they're wondering what this is. But failing to manifest is a lot of people experience that. I felt stuck in my manifestations till I learned these 3 things. The pain is in the stuck. It's in feeling lost. It's in failing. That is what people are insecure about. Next is another C. C-L-I-C. Connection. How can you make your viewers feel connected to you without even talking to them? In the title and thumbnail. Well, maybe if I said, hey, if you feel lost, please watch this video, ... It's all lowercase. It almost feels like a text message. It feels like I'm talking directly to them. I'm looking like I care about them. I'm like, in the thumbnail, please watch this video. It makes them feel like I'm connected to them. And so that versus 5 tips to get rich quick, that's not a very connected title. And so it's not curiosity. It's not what they want. It's not what they don't want. It's just being connected with them. And people will click because they feel connected to you, because you're sharing something, sharing an emotion, sharing a connection. The last one is knowledge, K. So it's like expertise or authority. So I studied Mr. Beast for 10,000 hours. This is why he's the biggest YouTuber ever. So that's expertise and authority because I spent 10,000 hours on something. Mr. Beast, huge social proof. He's authority. Another one is I read 1,000 books on manifestation. Here's what works. Reading 1,000 books on something shows expertise. It gives authority. Another one is like the mindset that Mark Cuban used to become a billionaire. Mark Cuban, because he's a billionaire. That's authority. And you're leveraging somebody else's social proof. You can say how I made $100,000 per month, so you can do the same. $100,000 a month, that's expertise, that's authority. CLICK, curiosity, longing, insecurity, connection, knowledge. Fun stuff. Those are the things to leverage. Those are the things to put in your title and thumbnail to get people to click on your videos. Now, if you want a more in-depth, training on that, I have a free course you can find down below, or school.com/Kai. Or if you want to work with me, I can just help you do that. You can also find it in the first link down below. So the next thing that you're going to want to do, now that you can get people to click and watch your content, you can come up with, you have a skill, you can come up with ideas to make, you know how to talk to the camera, you can package your videos, you don't got to worry about scripting and editing and all that fancy shit. Now comes time to monetize. I actually want to go back here because I didn't talk about what I wrote down. Educate and persuade. And so, yeah, get people to click, get people to watch. I told you about getting people to click. I told you about hooking them. Now, how do you actually deliver value? Well, you educate. But what actually is education? What I've found out is that I think 80% of education is persuasion. Why? Because what would you say? How would you describe someone who is educated? They changed their behavior on something they did. So they were doing something a certain way, then they learned something else, then they changed their behavior and got the result they wanted. They became educated. If they just were doing something a certain way, not getting the result they wanted, learned something new, didn't do anything else, they weren't educated. And so educating people is changing their behavior. And if I just tell you, you need to learn a skill, you need to synthesize the skill and make YouTube videos, then you need to monetize it with a really good offer, I didn't educate you. But since I'm giving examples, since I'm explaining things, since I'm trying to persuade you that you really need to do this, it's actually important for the whole world, you might actually take action. You might actually get the result you want. And then you are going to associate that result with me. That's the value I'm getting out of helping you do this. Once you associate the result you want with me, once you get a positive result after taking my advice, you're going to click my videos when I post them, whether I have a good thumbnail or not. You're going to buy my product when I tell you to, or when some of you are. You have a way higher trust in me when I tell you, click the link below if you want to work with me. You think, okay, he actually helped me in his free stuff. If I get on calls with him, if I get his phone number and I get to talk to him personally, he could probably really help me out. And so if I made videos that sucked, you wouldn't think that. And so how do you persuade someone? Well, you need to tell stories. People learn through stories, and people really underestimate that. So yeah, just remember, your tips aren't just do this, then do this, then do this, then do this. Like, you need to give examples. You need to tell stories of, like, when did you learn that skill? And that's why, like, I told you the story of how I, used to spit a lot in preschool. And I had an aversion to authority, which caused me to learn things by myself. And so it taught me how to learn and the importance of that. And then I basically hyped up learning to make learning a skill actually sound appealing, instead of just saying, you got to do something over and over and until you get good at it and actually enjoy it. And then you can, sell your knowledge in exchange for money. That's not very appealing. So that is, that's value delivery. Now, how do you monetize? Well, you basically help the same people do the same thing easier and faster. So the only reason people are going to pay you money for the same thing is if you help them do it easier, with less effort, or faster in less time. And so say I can help you grow your YouTube channel. It's going to take 2 years, and you're going to get 100,000 subscribers in 2 years if you just watch my content and make YouTube videos every day. But I could get you 100,000 subscribers in 6 months if you want to work with me down below. Because that way, you can get calls with me, and so I can review all of your videos. I can even make your titles and thumbnails for you, so you don't have to spend time learning that skill. I can come up with your ideas for you. I can even script your hooks for you. We can get on calls every week where I'll help you improve your channel. And by doing that, you're going to improve at a way faster rate than if you were to do it alone by just watching my content. It's the same result. It's just easier and faster. And so you basically want to create an offer. And so this could be a service. I have a lot of things. And so I decided so here are the 4 things I'm going to tell you about. You can sell a service, you can sell coaching, you can sell a course, and you can sell a community. I've sold all of these, and I currently sell only service and coaching and consulting. And so the service I sell is I make thumbnails for you, thumbnails and titles. So that's a service. That's work I do for you. And most people at my level would not be willing to do that. Most people are trying to sell the most scalable thing, so they can, remove themselves from the business or whatever. But because nobody's doing that at my level, it intrinsically becomes way more valuable. To have someone with billions of views make your thumbnails for you is pretty unheard of. And so that's why I offer that, because I can charge a lot of money for that, because people actually get the right results from that instead of paying someone $5 who has no idea how YouTube works. That's a service. So, helping YouTubers edit their videos, helping YouTubers make thumbnails, helping, copywriting for people. There's lots of things you can do, building websites for people, whatever. That's a service. Service. Another thing you can sell is coaching or consulting. So this is getting on calls with people and helping them achieve a result. And essentially it's just like, hey, are you dealing with this problem? Well, I have as well, and I solved it for myself, and I also solved it for these people. Or you can just use yourself as a case study. If you want to hop on calls with me, I can help you one-to-one solve this faster than you would on your own. And a lot of people, these 2 are the easiest to sell. Very, very easy to sell because people see your time as valuable. Most people sell their time for money. And so it's very easy to sell your time to those people because they are used to selling their time. And so they see time as valuable. And so by selling your work, services you do, or selling coaching, an hour with you, or consulting, so, whatever. Whether that's people texting you or getting on calls with people, you can call it whatever you want. It's helping people achieve a goal by interacting with them. It's very easy to sell. It's harder to deliver. But I like it, so that's what I sell. And I also charge a lot for it, so I can make a lot of money. What's harder to sell are the next things. So service, coaching, course, community. It's much harder to sell these things. But there's people that want them. There's a lot of course buyers out there. There's a lot of community buyers out there. It takes less time to deliver, especially if it's just, a $500 course. You could sell that and literally do nothing. Hopefully the course is good. But a community, you could charge $50 a month, $500 a month, get recurring revenue. I definitely prefer that over just selling a course. You could put the course inside the community. Buy the course for $200 or get the community for $50 a month. Get it in the community for $50 a month, and they might stay longer, and you have a higher LTV than just $50 or $200. These are what you can sell. And so a course that's basically takes someone from A to Z and helps them in a much more concise way than your YouTube videos. A community. And so it has courses, it has, group calls, it has a community section with a whole bunch of people that are on the same journey, so they can connect and share, their lessons and what they're learning and help each other. And this is a great thing to have, especially if you're a people person. Have a community. It's not the most efficient thing to do. Churn is a fucking bitch. It's hard. It's really hard. But if you're a people person, this is a great business model to have. I really encourage you to sign up for a school community using my affiliate link. Yeah, these are things you can sell. You can also sell, a software. I don't recommend selling a software as a service. That's extremely, extremely hard to do. It's one of the best things to sell if you are an extremely advanced entrepreneur and know how to do a shit ton of work and hire great people, and it's extremely hard to do. I'm not talking from experience. I'm talking as if I'm talking from experience. I have not built a software. I just know I can understand how hard it would be and how appealing the idea is even for me. Like, I would love to build a thumbnail creating software. Like, I really, really, really want to do that. But that would take so much fucking work, and I'm just not in the space. I'm not at the point in my life where I can invest that much. It's kind of like a lot of risk. It's taken on a lot of risk to be able to make something like that. And then you also got to deal with churn. So you can sell a service, do things for people on your own time. You can sell coaching or consulting, help people in real time by interacting with them. You can sell a course, create a product, a bunch of videos that take people from A to Z. You can sell a community, course, group coaching, community section. That's great. Yeah, but essentially what it is you just want to create an offer that helps people achieve the goal that you are helping people achieve with your content already. You're already synthesizing this stuff. Now you just give them a promise to make it easier and faster. And the easiest way to really do this, there's a ton of different ways, honestly, but you basically just want to get people from YouTube, make a simple call to action. So, by the way, I'll actually do one right now for an example. By the way, if you want to work with me one-on-one, I can help you grow your audience on YouTube so you can make a lot of money by posting simple videos without a huge production team or crazy funnels or spending a bunch of money on ads. Click the first link below, watch the little explainer video, and then book a call with me, and we'll see if you're a good fit to work together. I only work with 5 clients at a time. It's highly exclusive. That's because I want to make sure I can genuinely help my clients achieve the best results possible. If you're someone who's making over 10K a month and you're really good at what you do, that is a way too long integration, honestly. So to make it more natural, you basically want to say, yeah, blah, 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 blah. And by the way, if you want my help doing the same, click the first link below and blah, blah, blah. Now, another great thing is a lead magnet. So, my free course down below. I also have a free GPT. Once you use those things, you may get an email or you may get sent to another thing where it's something you can actually buy from me. And so I'm telling you to go to this free thing, which increases the amount of people that click the link. And so that also increases the amount of people that see the paid things that I have. And so the second link below has a bunch of free stuff in it, including my Creator Notes newsletter. It's extremely good. And in there, you also get my free course and you get the Kai GPT. That's amazing stuff. But you'll notice when scrolling to that place, you'll see other stuff that you can buy from me. And that's great. And so it's basically just simple integrations into your content. You want to make your content as valuable as possible and then just say, hey, by the way, if you want this thing, go get it, link below. And then you want a VSL, so some video explaining. It's very similar to a hook. So why should you trust me? Who do I help? What can I help you with? And what should you do? Mostly, like if you want to make real money, you should be selling an expensive thing. So $3,000 at least. And but don't say the price. You just say, book a call with me and we'll see if you're a good fit to work together. Get Calendly. Put a Calendly link there. Get people to book a call with you. On the call, see if what they're struggling with, what their goals are, see if you can help them, explain to them how you can help them, ask them if they want to work together. They'll ask you, what does that look like? You can explain it to them. They'll ask you about the price. You'll tell them what the price is, and then they can decide if they want to do it or not. I'm not a sales expert or anything, but that's how I operate. Very, very simple stuff. Become an expert. Create great content. Monetize your freaking audience. And so, a very simple VSL thing to do is you could literally just create, your VSL. And if you want to learn how to do that, free course. Just post it on YouTube basically, and then put it as unlisted and put that link at the top of all your videos. And so at the top of the description of all your videos, and then you just send traffic to that link. And then you don't need to pay a subscription to a landing page or anything. You don't need to have a website. It's literally just YouTube. And then in that video, you convince people to book a call with you if you're selling high ticket, or if you're selling low ticket, then you'll probably need a better VSL, and then send them to a school community or whatever you're selling. And I really recommend that you under-promise. So don't, like what a lot of people do is they'll say, all right, get this insane result in like 2 days or your money back. And then they can't fucking deliver that, so people ask for their money back. What you want to do is you want to make a realistic offer. And so I don't even have like a guarantee. I don't even have like, I'm going to get you to this result in a certain time frame. I just have all my proof, and I'm like, okay, if you're an intelligent person, you would understand that I'm not going to get you to a certain number of subscribers in a certain amount of time. Like, I'm just going to help you. And if you don't see that as valuable, that's okay. You don't need to give me your money. Now, I target people that are way more advanced. You may target people that are more beginners. And so it would maybe be cool to have an offer like, heal your back pain in 60 days. Fix your back pain forever in just 60 days. Whatever. And what you want to do is over-deliver. So under-promise and over-deliver. Because if you over-promise and under-deliver, people will get mad, even if it's the same delivery. But if you promise less and over-deliver, your clients are going to be extremely happy. And then what you want to do is collect testimonials. So after your client gets a win, after they heal their back pain or manifest their reality or get a bunch of subscribers on YouTube, or they like the video you made for them, the edit or whatever, then you want to advertise that. You want to ask them for a testimonial. So, hey, can you record a 3-minute video just explaining like what you were dealing with before you were working with me, and then how that changed after working with me, and then just say if you recommend people work with me or not. People record that video. You can get that video. Start a separate YouTube channel called, for me it would be Kai Nemzer Testimonials, and just post the videos there. And then that's just a bunch of public proof for you to have that you're good at what you do and you actually help people. And then so advertise, collect testimonials, over deliver, collect testimonials, then advertise those testimonials. And that basically just builds your proof. What you want to do from there, after you've gained a skill, you synthesize that skill, you monetize that skill, you want to get better. So get better at what you teach. Keep improving at the skill. Don't just learn a skill. A lot of people will like make 10K 1 month drop shipping and then immediately start selling a course about drop shipping. Like, no, you want to get extremely, extremely good at drop shipping and continue drop shipping while you help other people do the same. I didn't quit YouTube to help other people do YouTube. I integrated it. I'm now doing YouTube and helping other people do YouTube through YouTube. That's fucking nuts. Get better at teaching. And so make more videos. You simply do that through repetition. Study storytelling. Study other YouTubers. Study Mr. Beast. Get better at selling. So take more sales calls. Watch Alex Hormozi videos about selling. Make your offer better. Read $100 million offers and $100 million leads by Alex Hormozi. Study, practice, get better. And then get better at delivering. So you'll find like, all right, I got a coaching client now. How do I do this hour? I got an hour call with them. What do I say? How do I structure it? Well, that's a thing you need to learn. You need to get better at it. And you want to constantly improve at every single thing. And when you do that, you can give more and you can charge more. So say you charge $3,000 to fix someone's back pain in 60 days. Then you realize, all right, now the average is actually people are fixing it in like 50 days. So you change your offer 50 days for $5,000. Maybe a small percentage drop off in how much you convert, but you make more money. And don't forget to keep following your curiosity. So it's easy to lose the wonder that you once had in childhood. I heard this thing that was like the average 5-year-old is a creative genius. And the average like once you're 20, it's like 1% of people are creative geniuses. So we lose that wonder. And the reason for that is obviously the fucking education system, but you can get it back by just following your curiosity. And so I just really encourage you to not stop following your curiosity and being creative and experimenting. Excuse me. It's what got you started, and it's what will keep you going. You are not a robot. You cannot just follow the system of do the same thing every single day and never get tired of it. You are a human. You have interests, most likely. If not, good for you, but I think you have interests. That's why you're here. And just keep following your curiosity. So, to finalize, if you want to work with me to grow your personal brand on YouTube, then click the first link in the description. And don't forget to subscribe. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you later.